Happiness is often misunderstood. Many of us think of it as a destination, something we'll achieve after reaching a milestone, acquiring a certain lifestyle, or meeting specific goals. We chase it like a mirage, believing that it lies in the next promotion, the next relationship, or the next achievement. But the truth is, happiness isn't something you find out there, it's something you cultivate within. It's not about having perfect circumstances, but about how you respond to life as it unfolds. True happiness is grounded in contentment, a state of being where you can find peace and gratitude regardless of external conditions. It's not about ignoring life's challenges or pretending everything is fine when it's not. Instead, it's about acknowledging the reality of your situation and choosing to focus on what you can control: your attitude, your perspective, and your inner world. Happiness is deeply connected to being present. Often we get caught up in the regrets of the past or the anxieties of the future, robbing ourselves of the joy that exists in the here and now. When you pause and allow yourself to fully experience this moment, you begin to realize that happiness isn't an extravagant, out-of-reach emotion. It's found in the simple things like a deep breath, a kind word, or a quiet moment of stillness. It's also essential to recognize that happiness isn't the absence of pain or difficulty. It's the resilience to find meaning and purpose even when life feels hard. It's about being able to hold space for both joy and sorrow, knowing that they can coexist. True happiness is not fragile, it's enduring because it comes from within. It's cultivated through self-awareness, self-compassion, and the willingness to be authentic with yourself and others. When you stop chasing happiness as if it's something external and start seeing it as a state of being you can nurture from within, you reclaim your power. You begin to see that happiness is not something life owes you, but something you can create every single day. And that realization is where freedom begins. Owning your story is one of the most courageous acts you can commit to in life. It's about embracing all the parts of yourself, the good, the messy, and the complicated, and understanding that every chapter of your life has shaped the person you are today. Too often, we try to edit our stories, hiding the parts we're ashamed of or wishing we could rewrite the painful chapters. But the truth is, it's those very parts, the struggles, the failures, the vulnerabilities that hold the greatest potential for growth and connection. When you own your story, you stop running from it. You stop pretending to be someone you're not, and start showing up as your authentic self. This doesn't mean you have to air your deepest secrets to the world, but it does mean being honest with yourself about where you've been and how it's impacted you. It's about recognizing the patterns, the beliefs, and the choices that have brought you here and taking responsibility for them without self-blame or shame. This process is liberating because it frees you from the grip of perfectionism. When you own your story, you realize you don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. You begin to see that your imperfections are what make you relatable and human. They're not flaws to be hidden, they're bridges that connect you to others. Owning your story also requires facing vulnerability head-on. It's not easy to confront the parts of your life that feel broken or unfinished. But vulnerability is where true strength lies. When you can sit with your discomfort and say, "This is who I am and I'm still worthy," you reclaim your power. You no longer let fear dictate your actions or allow shame to keep you small. Another transformative aspect of owning your story is the way it changes your relationship with others. When you stop hiding behind a facade, you create space for genuine connection. People are drawn to authenticity because it's rare and beautiful. When you show up as yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Finally, owning your story doesn't mean you're defined by your past. It means you take control of how your story continues. You're the author, and while you can't change what's already written, you have the pen in your hand for every chapter that follows. By embracing your story, you step into your power to create a life that reflects your values, dreams, and true self. That's where transformation begins. Developing emotional awareness is the foundation of understanding yourself and navigating the complexities of life. Emotions are not just fleeting feelings, they are messengers, offering valuable insight into what matters to you and how you perceive the world around you. Yet many of us either suppress our emotions, fearing their intensity, or let them control us, acting impulsively in ways we later regret. Emotional awareness is the bridge between those extremes. It's the practice of recognizing, understanding, and managing your emotions with intention and compassion. The first step to emotional awareness is learning to identify what you're feeling. This might sound simple, but it's not always easy. We often label our emotions in broad strokes, like happy or angry, without digging deeper. But emotions are nuanced. Anger might mask feelings of fear, sadness might stem from unmet needs, and joy might be laced with gratitude or relief. Developing a richer emotional vocabulary helps you articulate what's happening inside you and fosters a deeper connection with yourself. Once you've identified your emotions, the next step is to understand their origins. Emotions don't arise in a vacuum. They are responses to your thoughts, beliefs, and experiences. By asking yourself, why am I feeling this way? You can uncover the triggers behind your emotions. This isn't about overanalyzing every feeling, but about noticing patterns. For example, if you consistently feel anxious in certain situations, it might point to underlying fears or unresolved issues that need attention. A key aspect of emotional awareness is learning to sit with your emotions without judgment. We often label emotions as good or bad, trying to hold on to the pleasant ones and push away the uncomfortable ones. But all emotions serve a purpose. Even anger, fear, or sadness has something to teach you if you're willing to listen. By giving yourself permission to feel without rushing to fix or suppress, you create space for growth and healing. Regulating emotions is another crucial element. Emotional awareness doesn't mean you won't experience strong feelings. It means you won't let them dictate your actions. When you're aware of what you're feeling, you can choose how to respond rather than reacting impulsively. This might involve taking a deep breath, stepping away from a heated situation, or reframing a negative thought. It's about creating a pause between emotion and action, where intention can step in. Emotional awareness also enhances your empathy and relationships with others. When you understand your own emotions, you become better equipped to recognize and validate the emotions of those around you. This builds trust and deepens connections as people feel seen and heard in your presence. It's not about fixing their emotions either. It's about being present with them, just as you are with yourself. Ultimately, developing emotional awareness is about reclaiming your inner power. It's about recognizing that while you can't always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. This self-mastery brings clarity, resilience, and a sense of peace, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with grace and authenticity. Emotional awareness transforms not only how you experience the world, but how you show up in it. Building resilience is about cultivating the inner strength to navigate life's challenges, adapt to adversity, and emerge stronger from difficult experiences. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill that can be developed over time through intentional practices and a shift in mindset. It's not about avoiding hardship or pretending everything is fine. It's about learning how to face life's storms with courage, resourcefulness, and hope. At the heart of resilience is the ability to accept reality. This doesn't mean giving up or becoming passive. It means acknowledging what is, even when it's painful or unfair. Denying or resisting reality only drains your energy and leaves you feeling stuck. When you accept the truth of your situation, you can start to focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. This shift empowers you to take constructive steps forward, no matter how small they might seem. Another cornerstone of resilience is cultivating a sense of purpose. When you have a clear sense of what matters most to you, it becomes easier to stay motivated and grounded, even in tough times. Purpose acts as your anchor, giving you a reason to keep going when things get hard. It doesn't have to be grand or earth-shattering. It can be as simple as showing up for your loved ones, pursuing personal growth, or contributing to a cause that resonates with you. Resilience also requires adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and rigidly clinging to how things should be only leads to frustration and disappointment. Developing resilience means being willing to pivot, to let go of what no longer serves you, and to explore new possibilities. It's about trusting your ability to find a way forward, even when the path is unclear. This flexibility doesn't mean you're giving up, it means you're finding creative ways to thrive in the face of change. A key aspect of resilience is emotional regulation. When life throws curveballs, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or discouraged. But resilience doesn't mean avoiding these feelings, it means learning how to process and manage them in healthy ways. Practices like mindfulness, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend can help you release pent-up emotions and gain clarity. The goal is not to suppress your feelings, but to understand them and respond to them with self-compassion and balance. Resilience is also deeply connected to the relationships you build. No one navigates life alone, and leaning on a support system is not a sign of weakness, it's a source of strength. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, listen to you, and believe in you can make all the difference when life feels overwhelming. And just as you draw strength from others, offering support in return fosters a sense of connection and mutual growth. Lastly, resilience involves a commitment to growth. Every setback and challenge holds the potential to teach you something valuable about yourself and the world. When you approach adversity with a mindset of curiosity and learning, you begin to see obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities to develop new skills, perspectives, and strengths. This doesn't minimize the pain of difficult experiences, but it helps you find meaning in them and use them as stepping stones for personal transformation. Resilience is not about avoiding the waves of life, it's about learning how to ride them. It's about developing the capacity to bend without breaking, to find light in the darkest moments, and to trust in your ability to rise again, no matter how many times you fall. It's a journey, not a destination, a lifelong practice of showing up, staying present, and moving forward with courage and grace. Cultivating gratitude is one of the most transformative practices for creating a fulfilling and balanced life. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you when things go your way, it's a mindset and a way of seeing the world that recognizes the good even amidst the challenges. It's about shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's already abundant, allowing you to find joy and meaning in the present moment. This practice doesn't ignore life's difficulties, but creates a perspective that enables resilience and a deeper appreciation for life. At its core, gratitude is about awareness. It's the intentional act of noticing the small and often overlooked blessings in your daily life. These can be as simple as the warmth of sunlight on your face, the taste of your favorite meal, or a kind word from a friend. When you pause to acknowledge these moments, you train your mind to focus on what is going right instead of being consumed by what feels wrong. This shift in focus isn't just uplifting, it rewires your brain, fostering greater emotional well-being and a sense of peace. Gratitude also deepens your connection to others. When you express gratitude, you strengthen your relationships by letting people know they matter. It creates a cycle of positivity that not only uplifts you, but also fosters a sense of belonging and trust. Relationships thrive when people feel valued, and practicing gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to nurture those bonds. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you or a note of appreciation, these small acts can have a profound impact on your connections. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its ability to shift your perspective during difficult times. Life is not always easy, and challenges can make it tempting to focus solely on what's going wrong. Gratitude doesn't dismiss pain or hardship. Instead, it invites you to hold space for both struggle and hope. It allows you to recognize that even in the darkest moments, there are still things to be thankful for: lessons learned, acts of kindness, or simply the strength to keep moving forward. This dual awareness builds resilience and helps you find light in times of darkness. Gratitude also fosters humility and a sense of abundance. It reminds you that you are not self-sufficient, and that much of what you have and experience comes from others, the world around you, or forces beyond your control. This recognition can dissolve feelings of entitlement and replace them with appreciation. When you see life as a gift rather than something owed to you, It becomes easier to approach challenges with grace and to celebrate the successes of others without envy. Practicing gratitude is not about denying life's struggles or pretending to be happy all the time. It's a practice that requires consistency and intention. Keeping a gratitude journal, for example, is a simple yet profound way to anchor this mindset. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day helps train your brain to notice the positives, even on difficult days. Over time, this habit creates a foundation of positivity and perspective that can carry you through life's ups and downs. Ultimately, cultivating gratitude transforms how you experience the world. It opens your eyes to the beauty in ordinary moments and the lessons in life's challenges. It shifts your energy from scarcity to abundance, from frustration to appreciation, and from disconnection to connection. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion, it's a way of being that brings more joy, peace, and fulfillment into your life. Setting boundaries is one of the most empowering steps you can take to protect your inner peace and maintain balance in your life. Boundaries are not walls to shut others out, they are bridges that ensure healthy connections while preserving your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. They define what is acceptable and unacceptable in your interactions with others and yourself. Without clear boundaries, you risk overextending, feeling resentful, or losing touch with your authentic self. Boundaries are not selfish, they are acts of self-respect and self-care. Establishing boundaries begins with self-awareness. To set effective boundaries, you first need to understand your values, priorities, and emotional limits. This requires paying attention to how certain situations or relationships make you feel. Do you feel drained after spending time with certain people? Are you saying yes to things that compromise your well-being or clash with your goals? Identifying these patterns is the first step to recognizing where boundaries need to be put in place. Boundaries are not about controlling others, they're about taking responsibility for your own needs. This can be challenging because it often requires unlearning the idea that your worth is tied to pleasing others. Many people avoid setting boundaries out of fear of rejection, guilt, or conflict. But failing to set boundaries often leads to deeper emotional exhaustion and strained relationships. Boundaries are not acts of rejection, they're invitations to healthier interactions based on mutual respect. Communicating your boundaries clearly and assertively is a vital part of the process. It's important to express your needs in a way that is firm yet kind, avoiding blame or defensiveness. For example, instead of saying, "You always disrespect my time," you might say, "I need us to stick to agreed upon times because it helps me manage my schedule better." Clear communication allows others to understand your needs without feeling attacked, creating space for constructive dialogue. Enforcing boundaries is just as important as setting them. If you allow others to disregard your boundaries without consequence, they lose their effectiveness. This doesn't mean being harsh or confrontational, it means standing firm in your decisions. If someone continually oversteps despite your clear communication, it might be necessary to reevaluate the nature of that relationship or the level of access they have to you. Remember, enforcing boundaries is not about punishing others, it's about honoring yourself. Boundaries are not static, they evolve as you grow and as your circumstances change. What worked for you in one phase of life may no longer serve you in another. Regularly checking in with yourself and reassessing your boundaries ensures they continue to align with your current needs and goals. This adaptability is crucial to maintaining balance and peace in an ever-changing world. Setting boundaries also has a ripple effect. When you model healthy boundaries, you inspire others to do the same. It shows people that it's okay to prioritize their well-being and to ask for what they need. Boundaries create a culture of respect and understanding, both in personal relationships and professional environments. They foster trust by making expectations clear and minimizing misunderstandings. Ultimately, boundaries are an act of love for yourself and for the people around you. They allow you to show up authentically and fully without resentment or burnout. They create space for you to thrive and to give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. By setting and honoring boundaries, you protect your inner peace and ensure that your energy is invested in the people and pursuits that truly matter to you. Boundaries are not barriers, they are the foundation for a life lived with intention, clarity, and harmony. Fostering meaningful connections is essential to living a life filled with purpose, joy, and belonging. Humans are wired for connection, yet in a world dominated by digital communication and busy schedules, many relationships remain surface level. Building deeper, more authentic connections requires intentionality, vulnerability, and a willingness to invest time and energy. It's not about having a large network of acquaintances, but about cultivating relationships where you feel seen, valued, and supported, and where you offer the same in return. Meaningful connections begin with authenticity. To connect deeply with others, you first have to show up as your true self. This means letting go of the masks you wear to fit in or be liked. Authenticity invites others to do the same, creating a space where honesty and trust can flourish. When you stop trying to present a perfect version of yourself, you allow for genuine relationships built on real experiences, shared struggles, and mutual understanding. Vulnerability is a cornerstone of meaningful relationships. It's about allowing others to see the parts of you that are imperfect, uncertain, or tender. Vulnerability can feel risky, but it is also the birthplace of connection. When you share your fears, hopes, or failures with someone, you create a bond that goes beyond small talk. This doesn't mean oversharing or expecting others to fix your problems. It means being open and real. It's in those moments of vulnerability that trust is built, and trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Listening is another vital skill for fostering connection. Too often, conversations are focused on waiting for your turn to speak or thinking about what to say next. Deep listening, however, involves being fully present, not just hearing words, but understanding the emotions and intentions behind them. It's about setting aside distractions, making eye contact, and responding with empathy. When someone feels truly heard, they feel valued, and that sense of being valued strengthens the connection between you. Creating meaningful relationships also requires giving and receiving support. Life is full of challenges, and having people to lean on makes those challenges more manageable. Equally important is being there for others in their times of need. True connection is reciprocal. It's not about keeping score, but about creating a dynamic where both people feel nurtured and uplifted. Offering support might be as simple as checking in, celebrating someone's successes, or sitting with them in their pain. Boundaries play an important role in meaningful connections. Healthy relationships respect each person's individuality and limits. Setting boundaries ensures that you can show up for others without sacrificing your well-being, and it helps create relationships that are rooted in mutual respect. A meaningful connection doesn't mean losing yourself in someone else's needs. It means balancing giving and receiving in a way that honors both people. Shared experiences are another way to deepen connections. Whether it's working on a project together, enjoying a hobby, or simply spending quality time, these moments create memories and strengthen bonds. Shared laughter, especially, has a way of bringing people closer, reminding you of the joy in life and the importance of companionship. Forgiveness is a powerful element in maintaining meaningful connections. No relationship is without its conflicts or misunderstandings, but holding on to resentment only creates distance. Forgiving doesn't mean condoning hurtful behavior. It means letting go of the anger and choosing to move forward. It's an act of grace that strengthens the relationship and allows it to grow. Lastly, meaningful connections require gratitude. Expressing appreciation for the people in your life reinforces the bond you share. A simple thank you or acknowledgement of what someone means to you can deepen your relationship and remind both of you of the value of your connection. Building meaningful connections takes effort, but the rewards are profound. These relationships give your life depth and texture, offering a sense of belonging and support that sustains you through life's highs and lows. They remind you that you're not alone, that your story matters, and that you are part of something greater than yourself. Meaningful connections are the heart of a life well lived. Defining success on your own terms is one of the most liberating and empowering choices you can make. In a world filled with societal expectations, cultural norms, and constant comparisons, it's easy to adopt someone else's definition of success, whether it's wealth, status, or accolades, without questioning whether those measures truly align with your values and desires. True success is deeply personal. It's not about chasing external validation, but about living in alignment with who you are, what you care about, and the life you want to create. The first step in defining success is self-reflection. It requires stepping back from the noise of the world and asking yourself what truly matters to you. What brings you joy? What gives your life meaning? What kind of person do you want to be? These questions invite you to look inward, beyond societal markers, and focus on what resonates with your heart and soul. Success is not one size fits all, it's as unique as the individual defining it. Defining success on your own terms also means breaking free from the trap of comparison. It's human nature to look at others' lives and measure your progress against theirs, but this often leads to feelings of inadequacy or unfulfilled ambition. Success isn't about keeping up with anyone else's journey, it's about honoring your own. When you focus on your unique path, you shift your energy from competition to authenticity, and that shift creates a deeper sense of fulfillment. Another crucial aspect of defining success is aligning it with your core values. Success that is disconnected from your values will feel hollow, no matter how impressive it looks on the outside. If family, creativity, or personal growth are your top priorities, but your definition of success forces you to sacrifice those things, you'll constantly feel a sense of conflict and dissatisfaction. When your goals align with your values, every step you take toward them feels meaningful and rewarding, even if the journey is challenging. It's also important to recognize that success evolves. What feels meaningful and fulfilling in one season of your life may not in another. Defining success is not a one-time exercise, but an ongoing process of checking in with yourself and recalibrating your goals and priorities as you grow. This flexibility allows you to adapt to life's changes without feeling like you've failed when your definition of success shifts. Defining success on your terms often requires courage. It may mean going against societal expectations, disappointing others, or taking risks that feel uncomfortable. Success might look like pursuing a career that aligns with your passions rather than one that promises a high salary. It might mean choosing a simpler life to spend more time with loved ones, or stepping away from traditional metrics of achievement to focus on your mental and emotional well-being. Whatever it looks like, defining success for yourself often involves making choices that prioritize authenticity over approval. It's also vital to separate success from perfection. Many people tie their sense of achievement to flawless execution, believing they haven't succeeded unless everything goes exactly as planned. But real success is messy. It includes setbacks, mistakes, and growth. Success is not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it and continuing to move forward. It's the journey, not just the destination, that defines the richness of your experience. Celebrating your progress is another essential part of defining success. When you take time to acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small, you build momentum and confidence. Success is not always about the big milestones, it's about the everyday victories, the moments when you honor your boundaries, take a step toward your dreams, or simply show up as your authentic self. Ultimately, defining success on your terms is about creating a life that feels meaningful to you. It's about pursuing what makes you come alive, contributing in ways that matter, and cherishing the relationships and experiences that bring you joy. Success is not about reaching a fixed point, it's about living a life that reflects your values, honors your journey, and allows you to thrive in your unique way. To find happiness and control our state of being for success in life, we must embark on a journey of self-awareness, intention, and connection. It begins with understanding that happiness is not something external, but a state cultivated within by embracing gratitude, aligning with our values, and finding joy in the present. Owning our story allows us to release shame and step into our power, recognizing that our unique experiences are the foundation for growth and authenticity. Developing emotional awareness equips us to navigate life with clarity and balance, fostering resilience by helping us adapt to challenges and learn from them. Setting boundaries protects our energy and inner peace, ensuring that we can show up authentically for ourselves and others. Cultivating gratitude shifts our focus to abundance, creating a perspective that sustains joy and resilience even during tough times. Fostering meaningful connections reminds us that we are not alone in this journey. By showing up with vulnerability, empathy, and reciprocity, we build relationships that nurture and uplift us. Finally, defining success on our own terms empowers us to live authentically, pursuing a life that aligns with our values and aspirations, free from the constraints of societal expectations. Happiness and success are not about perfection or external validation. They are about living intentionally, embracing who we are, and creating a life filled with meaning, connection, and purpose.